take a look at the euro dollar for the upcoming October the 9th session. Again, still just these up and down days, not a tremendous amount of follow through. So again, that stresses to us the point that we really want to take our profit professionally. As we get down to the 1 hour chart, we still want to notice, despite the up and down activity that we see here in the euro dollar, we want to make sure that we have in mind that there's a bullishness in this trend, and the bullishness MACD is above the waterline here. Nothing too exciting, no divergence, nothing else really on this 4 hour chart. So let's go on down to the 1 hour chart, because we'd like to look at a little bit of what we talked about the night before. Again, here was that kind of possible futuristic trend line. We said if price did happen to pull back, that never happened. Price just kept on going, and we did get this close above this channel on the 1 hour trend line. And this was a nice setup, right? This was really nice. As you can see, we had the close above it. We had the follow through 55 pips. Remember we talked about funding your trade in that 35, 25 to 40 pip range. It certainly did that. And if you kept this following this up with a trailing stop, maybe you ended up getting, 50 to 60 some pips on this. And you probably would have been stopped out definitely on that move back down. So just a little bit of follow through as to why we like that. You can also see that as the MACD has moved into bullish territory. Right now, as we're looking at it on the 1 hour chart, it's really kind of a collage, really a mess with these candles that happened in the day here, intraday, yesterday. So what we're going to watch for right now, because there's no real clear distinct support and resistance areas in here, and our trend lines are really rather steep. So we're going to head on down to the 30-minute chart to see if we can get any clear evidence of what we might want to do here on the euro. Again, you can see, look at all this. It's a big range of support and resistance, nothing very clearly defined in here. So what we're going to watch for on the euro dollar, because we've had this move down through the Asian markets, is we're going to take a trend line like this out in the future. Number one, that's going to be our more gradual trend line. Then we're going to draw this other one, this more aggressive trend line, as you can see right here. And now what we're going to use that for is a couple of things. If we get a close above this on a 30-minute, we could go long, right? We could go long. But we're just going to keep an eye on that because this is so steep and there's so much going on in here. What we'd really like to see is a close above this trend line here on a 60-minute chart to go long. That's what we'd like to see. Just listening to price, see a close above this on the 60-minute chart to go long. Remember on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, let me just show you that again. 1 hour, MACD is still bullish above the waterline. And on the 4 hour chart, MACD is bullish. So that's why if we get something to close above this trend line here, this more substantial trend line on an hourly basis, we'd be looking to go long. Tonight for a sell right now is how we're looking at it. Really difficult for us to say, because there's no real clear support and resistance down here at this point in time. So really, we're only looking for one buy on the euro dollar for the upcoming October the 9th session. Let's take a look at the pound dollar for the October the 9th session. As you can see on the daily chart, we came outside of this little triangle that we saw forming. Have not had much follow through from that price action yesterday. Let's go ahead and take a look down at the 4 hour chart and see if there's anything beneficial in here. And again, as you can see, there's that triangle that we were looking at yesterday, and it really still hasn't had much follow through, much thrust. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of times with triangles, especially on lower time frames, less likely on the daily chart, you will see a spike out or a movement out of a triangle and then a reversal back down. And what's interesting right here is right now on the MACD, we're right here on the waterline. That's very much still a neutral position. Even though it's just slightly above, a little bit of bearish or bullish sentiment, there. It's still right there, and the trend can shift either direction very, very quickly. And we've had a 4 hour trend line break in here. So let's move on down to the 1 hour chart. Now on the 1 hour chart, we took a couple stop outs yesterday because we did have this close on the 1 hour chart below this, and then the pound just moved right back up. Once that did happen, though, that stop out, you can see that it closed below and then moved back up. It actually gave us a swing low to adjust our trend line to. Right, we'll draw that out into the future. And we had price close right on the trend line here. And this was basically right on the trend line. And when we talk about closing on the other side of the trend line, we want to see a little bit of movement down here. That might help some of the folks at home as well. Right on it like there still means it could go either way. We wanted to close on the other side of it clearly. And this is still right on it in these 2 points. But there's a good chance that you could have actually been stopped out on that. And if you remember yesterday, we also said that we were looking for a trade, even though we took a small stop out, which was controlled on this one down here. You can remember we said if we get a close above this upper trend line on the 1-hour chart, we would look to go long. And then it did pay some pips here. And it's not too bad. It paid about 60 pips. But then there was this trend line. This is a strong close below the trend line. You can see that this is right on it. This is right on it. And this is a strong close. Now, we don't always look for closes to be that strong, but we do like it to be clearly defined on the other side of the trend line. So just wanted to go over a couple of those trades. And again, it's important to know that, we all get stopped out. Stop outs happen, and you just need to say next. Are you entering the market in a methodical way? Over the course of the next couple weeks, we will be introducing some other indicators to help folks. So we've broken out of this triangle. Now what we want to do is extend this out some. Right? We want to extend this triangle out because as you can see, we're retesting the backside of it here, support. MACD still above the waterline on this 1-hour chart. So what we're going to watch for in the upcoming sessions, excuse me, let me just move something out of the way here, is we're going to watch for a trend line break on this trend line here and a close above that trend line on a 1-hour basis. Any kind of close above that on a 1-hour basis, we're going to be looking to go long. This previous triangle trend line that we found support on right here, any close below that on a 1-hour basis, we're going to be looking to go short. So those are the 2 primary trades we're going to be looking for. One of the other trades that we will watch for, so we have 1 buy, 1 sell so far. The other buy that we may be looking for is at this level right here. So when price comes up here, if it closes above this resistance area, this swing high right here on the 1-hour chart, we will take a long. If price holds up in this area, and then again, as we've done this before, create some kind of futuristic trend line, and it closes below that trend line on a 1-hour chart, we will look to go short. So right now, as where the market stands, we're looking for 1 buy on a 1-hour candle close above this trend line, and a sell on a 1-hour candle close below back into this triangle. Those are the 2 primary trades we're looking for right now. And as we said, as price comes up to this level here, it will offer another opportunity for a buy and sell. So watch price action when it gets there. And that's what we're looking for on the pound dollar for the upcoming October the 9th session.